Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about mastering extrusions. A lot of you want to try the bootstrap technique. Now, personally, I think this this is the biggest nightmare in the world. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I did make a previous video, and I would recommend you watch that video first. It was actually pretty popular considering it's not even something I even recommend you. I don't not recommend it. I just think there's easier ways to do things. Wouldn't be my first, it would be like my 50th choice, but it's not that it's bad. But there are issues and there are tips. So I did make a previous video. I didn't listen to it first before I made this one, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have these tips in it because whenever someone is in a client session with me and they bring up the previous video and then they have questions, these are the questions that clearly I probably didn't address because these are their questions. So, all right, anyways, sorry, large background. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about picking the right case for this. So the case that I would pick for this would be a case where it's only one tooth that needed to extrude, just one. And everything else on the case is done. So this is the important part. Well, okay, couple scenarios. Either that, everything else on the case is done and all you need to do is extrude one tooth. And of course you have to make sure you have space to extrude it because if you don't have, if it's hitting a contact or something below or in front of it, it's not coming down. So, obviously check that because that's not going to work. All you're going to do is damage the tooth. Do that and hurt the patient. So, in case that's either done, okay, except for one tooth, and then all we're doing is bringing it down, holding it down for a little while, and then you'll have to do some type of really firm retention because that sucker will pop back up for sure unless you held it for a long time permanently. Because vertical movements, there's no retainer in the world that's going to hold that, right? I mean, they're all going to pop up. I mean, an Essex a little bit, but not that well. Especially like a lateral incisor or a conical tooth or something like that. Maybe a canine it would hold. But anyways, okay. Or the other scenario would be, let's say there's a patient, they're going on vacation, you just don't have time to rescan them, do the refinement, and this it just looks really stupid or it's really bothering them and they don't want to not wear it. But they didn't have their old aligners, right? So there really is no option here. It's not like, I mean, obviously the first choice is duh, why are we even doing this? There's no reason to do this if you save your old aligners, because if you save your old aligners, you just backtrack. I mean, assuming you had a good plan. It's just nonsense. This whole process is nonsense. But okay, this perfect scenario, and it literally had come up with a client, and I was like, oh my God, perfect bootstrap situation. It's like a unicorn, right? Let's do it. Have fun. So in any case, you get the idea. Patient's going on vacation. You don't have time to do refinement, say some tooth that's obviously an ugly and really needs to come down, like number 7, 8, 9, 10, upper 2 to 2. Then we're going to do that. And then they'll just work on looping that elastic around. Okay, so a couple rules with bootstrap. First of all, like I said, you check the occlusal, the inside, make sure you actually have space to do it. I mean, there can't be any contacts anywhere in any direction. It's not going to work. And if there is, it's just going to bounce off of it and do weird things. Number 2, check your perio first, because this can really mess up perio permanently. If you do this too fast, too hard, and you're not there to be monitoring, obviously you got to pick an elastic that pulls but doesn't pull too much, and people are always asking me which elastic. Well, I don't know, depends on your orientation, depends on how big the tooth is. You just have to try it in and see. These are slippery little suckers, okay? They're going to be really hard for a patient to get on. You can get an elastic ligature director, but really they're going to need something like a tweezer to do it. Like a really fine needle nose tweezer, and most women have stuff like that at home, but men don't. So or unless they have nails. If they have nails, they can do it. So you got to pick the right patient, because not every patient is even gonna. Most patients are gonna laugh at you if you tell them to do this. It's so ugly and it's so annoying. And another tip, if you can't find the right elastic that fits, you can always take a piece of a unit of power chain. A unit is a couple pieces, whatever works. But then same thing, you have to leave them a tail so that they can grab it with their pliers or something. This type of stuff works better when it's like your own kid and you're a dentist or something. I did this kind of, I call it jerry rigging or MacGyvering or whatever. I used to do this stuff with my kids all the time at home with their ortho. I mean, we were hilarious, my husband and I, what we would contrive when we didn't have time to take them into the office. I don't want to drive you in, it's too much work, or staff can't come in. Okay, sit on the sofa. It's got sofa orthodontics. My daughter laughs that she was, except for scans, she was basically and the time she had her attachments put on and removed, she was a sofa orthodontics patient. Poor thing. So anyways, it's all good. So that is my bootstrap techniques. And of course, the metal things just work so much better than the clear ones. The clear ones are either uncomfortable, too big, too bulky, they just don't stay on. If you can find one, fantastic. I'm sure they do exist. They're probably very expensive, but the metal ones work good. So again, anyone that's going through clear aligners, they probably want aesthetics, and they're only going to want to do this if they're really desperate to do something. So this should never be your idea. This has to be a patient that is so desperate and refuses all your other ideas. Okay, I have one last idea. Because if this is your idea, then you're lazy and you're not doing things right, because this should never really happen. This only happens when a patient screws up. So, all right. Thanks so much.